Hello, and welcome to the Empowerography Podcast. This is a platform created for women's voices to be heard and a place to share their stories, journeys, and successes with the world for the purpose of helping other women who might be on similar journeys. We are empowering women one episode at a time. I'm your host, Brad Walsh, so kick back, grab one of your favorite beverages, and enjoy the stories. Hello, everyone. My name is Brad Walsh, host of the podcast Empowerography. Today, my guest is Lindsay Dent. She is the founder, owner of Pink Crown Creative, a marketing agency, as well as the founder and owner of podcast Have You Met Her Yet? Good afternoon, Lindsay. How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How's your morning been so far? I know you're on the West Coast, right? So
I am. Yes, I'm in Vancouver. It's very sunny out, which I'm very happy about. It's been quite cold here recently, but we've got a little bit of a heat rolling in. So I'm very happy about that at the moment.
Yeah, it's nice to get that heat. It's kind of dreary and cloudy. I mean, it's 11 degrees here, but it's kind of cloudy and overcast, so it's kind of blah. But yeah. I'll take the warmth.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sunlight would be better, but we got to take what we get, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So you're the founder and creator of a marketing agency as well as a podcast. Can you tell us a bit about both of these ventures?
Sure. So I started Pink Crown Creative almost 3 years ago. Okay. I have a background of marketing and sales. I worked in the corporate world, so a little bit of IT, a little bit of hospitality. I also worked for a publishing company, a magazine, a few years ago as well. And just out of all of my experience, I started to really realize that I didn't like the corporate world.
Yeah.
I didn't enjoy working for companies that didn't align with my business aspirations, my goals, and my values. So I decided to quit my full-time job, start my own marketing agency. And that kind of came from meeting other entrepreneurs and other friends, other peers in the community who constantly would ask me about how to market their business. Okay. And so I thought, you know what? Okay, I think I have something here. I truly never thought I would start my own marketing agency. But just after so many questions, so many conversations, I realized that that was my passion.
Do you have a marketing background, Lindsay?
Yeah, I do. Okay. So I went to university for communications as well as film studies.
Okay.
And I've had many different roles in marketing, whether it was a promotions rep, someone who did direct sales marketing, email marketing, etc. So it kind of grew from that, I would say. That's where that came from. And the podcast, so the podcast originally was a blog series on Pink Crown Creative. I just had this burning desire to share women's stories a few years ago. I was meeting and know so many incredible women who have started their own businesses. And every time I talked to a new female entrepreneur, I just got so excited hearing about their stories, so excited hearing about all of the incredible things that they wanted to do. And I just wanted to shout it from the rooftop and share it with other people. So I decided it was going to be a blog series. I did that for about probably a year and a half. And I had incredible response from that. Everyone enjoyed reading those stories. But I had someone reach out to me and say, you know what, this should be a podcast. These would be incredible stories to share. And at that point in time, I had never considered hosting a podcast. I mean, I had been on a podcast before. Yeah. I saw the behind the scenes of what into it and kind of sat with the idea for about 6 months. And the more that I thought about it, the more I got really excited about bringing it onto an audio platform as well as a visual platform, because I do record the interviews as well. So that's when I brought it to life. January is when I launched it. And I am going to be launching the 15th episode next week.
Congratulations. That's awesome. Good
Thank
for
you so much. Thank you.
How did you come up with the name for it? I like it. It's
Yeah.
it's clever and it makes sense. But how did that come to you?
So when I originally was thinking of the blog series,
Yeah.
I was just trying to think of something catchy. And so when I was thinking about the stories I wanted to tell, it first started with people that I knew. So really close friends, family members, other colleagues. They were all people that I knew.
Right.
And so I was like, you know what? Just the thing of like, have you met this person? Have you heard about this company? Have you whatever? That's kind of where it rolled. I did the classic thing of like going through the thesaurus and thinking of catchy words and titles and et cetera. And it kind of stuck. It was one of the original ideas I had. And that's kind of where I got that from.
I love it. Very simple and straightforward to the point. Is exactly what it is. Have you met her yet?
Thank you.
How did you come up with the name for Pink Crown Creative? Where did that come from?
So that was a combination of a few things. So when I originally was starting my company, I had the route of coming up with just my name. So before I got married, it was Lindsay Mitchell, and I was thinking it would be Lindsay Mitchell, maybe marketing. And I just kept thinking, I'm not 100% sure. I knew I also was getting married in a few years, and I was like, am I going to brand it with my maiden name? Am I going to brand it with my married name? I don't really know what I want to do with that.
Yeah.
So the other reason I didn't chose my name was I knew that I wanted it to be something else. So whether that meant it was going to grow into something different, I'm not really sure. I mean, that's still a question I have to this day. Maybe it will flourish into something different one day. Yeah. So that's sort of where I decided not to go with my full name.
Okay.
So the Pink Crown. So I got that from a combination of sort of childhood nicknames that I got from my parents. And so I was looking at other business names that I admired, and was just trying to see if things that I really liked, what did I connect with? And so thinking about personal names, I thought about what my parents used to call me. So when I was younger, I mean, still to this day, I still like the color pink, but when I was younger, I really liked the color pink.
Okay.
And my dad's nickname for me was Pinker. So that was something that I was like, okay, I still like pink. That's still something that people identify with me.
Yeah.
And then Crown came from a combination of my mom would call me a princess when I was little. And so that was a combination of that. I knew I didn't want it to be princess. I didn't want to have that. And I got the Crown because there's another company that I admire. So one of the female entrepreneurs that I really admire is Lauren Conrad.
Okay.
And she had created a company, an offshoot of one of her companies called Paper Crown. And I thought, you know what, I really like that. It's very simple.
Yeah.
I like the crown aspect of it. And so it was feminine, but again, it wasn't as, I guess, girly as what princess would be, if that kind of makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah. And then the creative kind of came with, I didn't want it to say marketing services or anything like that. I just kind of wanted it to have a nice flow.
Excellent. I like the name.
That's a long-winded way.
That's okay. That's all right. So the focus of both Pink Crown Creative and Have You Met Her Yet podcast, it's on career-driven women, correct? And sharing their stories?
Yeah, absolutely. So with my marketing company, I am not exclusive to working with women.
Okay.
It has just been that I have been working with women.
Right. That's just the way it's happened.
Yep, that's just the way it's happened. So yeah, I'm definitely not exclusive on that front. The podcast at the moment is exclusive to sharing female stories.
Yeah.
I can't say if that will change in the future, but at the moment, that's what I'm passionate about sharing.
Okay. So how do you find the women to both work with and feature on your podcast?
So with my business,
Mm-hmm.
I have found many of my clients through networking and through other opportunities that I've had. So as I mentioned before, I used to work for a media company in Vancouver,
Yeah.
and they were a women's magazine, and we primarily worked with small business owners. So with that magazine, I made incredible connections, amazing clients through that, which kind of teetered into this business.
Okay.
And then I've also grown my client base through social media marketing and referrals.
Excellent. Well, that's an organic way to do it. That's the way.
Yeah.
So,
And then sorry,
no,
did you want me
go
to
ahead.
answer
Sorry,
the podcast?
Lindsay.
Yep. No
Go
worries.
ahead.
And for the podcast, so that's a combination of people that I know. So
Yeah.
some of my really good friends, some of my clients, and some people I've never met before, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, I guess your marketing creative business would feed into the podcast. So it's kind of a great marriage because you're working primarily with women in your creative business,
Mm-hmm.
and then that just naturally kind of flows into the podcast. So you can ask your clients from your business to be guests on your podcast. That works out perfectly.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been really, really nice to use that. It definitely complements each other well.
So you're also a speaker and a mentor. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Sure. So I've had a few opportunities in the past few years to be a speaker. So whether that is running a workshop or a keynote, primarily those speaking opportunities have been on marketing, on business growth. They've been either really large conferences or sort of really small workshops. So that's sort of what that speaking side has been about.
Okay.
And then for being a mentor, I actually just finished yesterday a 6-month mentorship with a local Vancouver organization called Young Women in Business.
Oh, awesome.
And I was partnered with a mentee who is a student looking for advice on how she can launch her business.
That's amazing. I love that.
Yeah, thank you. It was really great. It was something that I've always wanted to do. It's always actually been a huge part of what I hope Pink Crown Creative can continue to be, is to inspire and to mentor business owners to want to launch, market, and grow their business. And so to have an opportunity to be paired with a student who wants to do that was really special to me. I'm really happy that I got to do that. It ended up being different than I thought it would be, just because all of our initial meetings were supposed to be in person and et cetera. And of course that changed.
Yes.
But thankfully with technology, we were able to have Zoom calls, FaceTime calls, and I felt like I still was able to be the mentor and give her as much information as I could.
Do you see yourself taking more of a role in that kind of thing, like pushing that in your business as well, or maybe as a side business, is mentoring young women, young girls to grow businesses and start businesses?
Definitely. So what I did last summer is I hired 2 student interns.
Okay.
And I had them for a few months during the summertime. And for me, that was a way that I could hire a student, give them a chance to see what it looks like to work for a marketing company, just give them other opportunities that they might not necessarily get until they're hired into a full-time role. And the reason I wanted to do this is when I was, searching for a job and fresh out of university, I had tons of incredible opportunities, whether it was through interning or volunteering. And I just wanted to give that back. I wanted to find a way to give that value to another student and hopefully give them a bit more clarity before they look into having a full-time job somewhere.
That's got to be incredibly rewarding, being able to help young kids, young women mainly, come to realize their vision and help them along the way with that, give them advice and kind of push them along the right path. That's amazing. I admire you for doing that. I think it's pretty incredible that you do that for young girls.
Thank you so much.
So why did you choose to help or to focus more on, I know with the business side of it, it just happened that women seem to be your clients, but why did you decide to focus your podcast and that arm of the business on women specifically?
So part of the reason why I decided to become an entrepreneur was I got so inspired by hearing other women start their businesses and tell about how they started from the bottom and, they are now successful, they're now thriving, etc. I also really enjoyed when I heard the downside about being an entrepreneur. And so I really thought it was important to share stories that were colorful. It's not just all success and champagne popping, but there's lows as well. And there's hard times. And I felt the most motivated when I heard from someone that I looked up to, someone who I thought was super successful, but I heard that they had a hard time. And I heard that, they struggle too. They see themselves as an imposter sometimes, or they don't believe in their vision, etc. So that to me, I just wanted to encapsulate into something that I can continue to share and hoping that I can continue to motivate someone else who might need to hear that message as well.
Yeah, see, I find that side of entrepreneurship doesn't get talked about enough. It's you always hear about the success stories and and how well companies are doing, how well entrepreneurs are doing it, but you don't hear about the shit that they had to go through and the struggles that they had to deal with, whether that be internal, financial, whatever the case may be. You don't hear about that stuff. So it's nice. I think it's refreshing to be able to hear and help share and get the word out about that side of entrepreneurship too, because it's not all rainbows and puppy dogs and ice cream. There's another side to it where it's a lot of tough nights and days, and it's a lot of struggles, a lot of internal struggles, mental struggles, all of that. So it's nice to hear that people are sharing those types of things too.
Yeah, absolutely. One of my favorite things I've ever heard was we need to stop celebrating the new and start celebrating the keep goings. And it sort of was something of like, we celebrate new businesses that are starting, but we don't check up on, or we don't celebrate people who are still hanging in there. They're still doing it. They're not the success yet, but they're still trucking away,
grinding it out and working at it. Right.
Yep.
What excites you about being an entrepreneur? What excites you personally about it?
So for me, I would say finding something that I truly am passionate about and that I believe in. As I mentioned in my past work life, I was working for companies that I maybe was selling or promoting something that I either didn't believe in or I didn't feel was a part of my values. Mm-hmm. And for me to sell, market, promote, and care about something that I actually believe in is really important to me. And being an entrepreneur, I find that I'm able to just kind of use all of the tools that I want to use in whether it's like my creativity or my writing background. I'm just kind of able to have that freedom.
Yeah, it's an incredible feeling when you get up in the morning and you're going to do something you love to do. You enjoy getting up. It's a world of difference. As you spoke about your corporate experience, I had the same thing where I was dreading going into work every day, and I couldn't stand the fact that I had to get up and go to work and do something, be somewhere I wasn't happy being, do something I wasn't entirely happy doing. And when I was there, I found myself always thinking about starting my photography business and going that route. It makes a difference in your performance too, because the authenticity isn't there when, as you said, when you're selling a product that you don't believe in or that your whole heart's not in. Whereas when you're an entrepreneur and you're doing your business is what you love and it's your passion and you're so passionate about it, the authenticity comes through and it helps people believe in what you're doing.
Absolutely. I completely agree. And you can really tell the people who are really passionate and the people who aren't.
Yes, absolutely. What are some of the challenges you faced early on in your business, and how did you overcome them?
So some of the challenges that I faced early on are definitely challenges I still face today. Some of them being, motivation itself. I went through an extremely hard time of staying motivated after a few months of starting my business. And a lot of that just came from, you're really excited. It's this, really exciting new thing. And then all of a sudden, there's work to be done. You have to hustle. You have to find those clients. So, you have that high, and then you have to find this kind of happy medium. And so recently I went through that again with, COVID coming in and shaking things up. For me, having that motivation come back, I was working on a lot of contracts that had to do with in-person events, and having those canceled and taken away was definitely a hit to the motivation. So just trying every day to find a little piece of motivation to keep yourself going, and to know, why are you doing what you're doing? Revisiting what your passion is, revisiting what your values are, and just trying to keep on track with those things.
Remind yourself why you started what you did. I think that's a constant battle as entrepreneurs. I don't think you ever don't have those days where it's like you're struggling and where the hell am I? What am I doing? And I'm not where I want to be, or I'm not where I thought I should be, but I guess you just have to keep pushing through and remind yourself of why you started what you did.
Absolutely.
What do you think your unique skill set or superpower is that's helped you become successful?
So what I've heard from other peers and friends is that I'm just very passionate about what I do. And that passion shines through the businesses I talk about, the way that I talk about different ways that I can help them. I think that that's truly what makes me different. And what kind of stands apart is just the way that I'm willing to go above and beyond to continue to share other businesses, and just to get excited and find different ways that I can help them grow and launch their business.
That's got to be incredibly rewarding. That
it is,
being able to help people launch their businesses and get to a certain point and reach those goals,
Definitely.
To date, what would you say is your greatest high or your biggest win, whether it be in life or with your business, whatever the case may be?
So the most recent one that comes to mind, about a month ago, specifically on April 1st, which was April Fool's Day, I got an email, which I thought was a joke.
I was just going to ask.
It was probably the worst day for this email to go out. Hilarious enough, but I got an email that said I was nominated for, goodness, I'm forgetting what it was already, but it was entrepreneur, like women entrepreneur. Sorry, I'm just going to bring it up because I don't.
No, that's okay.
I don't want to say the wrong. My mind is blank already of what it was. Where is it? I was nominated to be a woman of influence. So someone nominated me as a female entrepreneur in Canada. It's a Canadian-wide nomination.
Congratulations. And that's amazing.
Thank you so much. So the reason why I thought it was a joke, first of all, it was on April Fool's. Second of all, I couldn't have felt lower in my business. It was 2 or 3 weeks after the lockdown and everything happened. I truly felt like I was not showing up to my business. I felt like I had already failed my clients. I already felt like I wasn't being creative, that I wanted to close up shop. I just was feeling really, really unmotivated. And so to receive this email and this nomination, it just really touched something in me, because it was on a day that I truly needed it. Mm-hmm. And it was a reminder that someone out there thinks that I deserve to be nominated as a woman of influence. And
there's value.
There's definitely value in that. And that was just a great reminder to me to remember the things that I've done already and to stop harping on the days that aren't the best. You know, just remember the positive things that I've done. Remember my values. You know, why did I start this? Why am I doing what I do every day? And that nomination, to me, is exactly why I do what I do every day. My goal has always been to influence other women in business and to influence other business owners. So to me, it was a huge, huge accomplishment to get.
Well, congratulations. As they say, timing is everything.
You.
And I guess it's the universe's way of telling you not to give up and to push forward and trudge on through, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Let's go down a not so serious route. A few questions for you that are just kind of fun and easygoing.
Sure.
What sound or noise do you absolutely love?
Oh, off the top of my head, I would say the coffee machine. That's the first thing I thought of. I was like, what sound? That's the first thing I thought of right now.
That's the first time I've heard that one.
Yeah, coffee machine.
All right. What is one of your favorite words?
Ooh, creativity.
Creativity. Okay, that works. What is your favorite curse word?
Oh, I definitely say fuck a lot. I use the F word all the time.
All right. It's a very versatile word.
Yeah, I have heard that people who use it are extremely passionate. So I do feel like I'm passionate.
And creative, I've heard too.
And creative. There you go.
If you could have one superpower, what would that be?
One superpower.
So think Marvel superheroes or things like that.
Oh, goodness. I don't know if this relates to anyone, but at this point in time, I would love to travel to different places without the travel aspect. So just to like snap my fingers and I'm in a different place, whether that's with my family in Ontario or someone else I can't see, just having the superpower to like click my hands and I'm in that place right away.
Teleportation. Yeah.
There you go. Teleportation.
What are you not very good at?
I am not very good at anything financial or math. If I can avoid it, I try. I mean, being a business owner, of course, that is definitely not something I should say. But I'm just not the greatest at finances, math, simple math, all that kind of thing. I'm not into it.
Well, that's why you have other people to do that for you.
Absolutely.
You hire people to take care of that
stuff. Is key for sure.
That's right. What is a passion of yours that you rarely share with people, and why not?
So one of my passions that I don't ever share until it's a question like this or a secret hidden talent that you have. But I'm really passionate about scuba diving, and I don't really talk about it. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just not something that a lot of people are into, so it's not something I share. But whenever I do meet someone who has or who wants to scuba dive, I can talk about it for hours. It was something that came to a surprise to me. If you asked me 10 years ago if I would be a certified scuba diver, I would say, hell no. I am extremely terrified of open water. But but when I lived in Australia for a year, I got the courage. I went scuba diving and quickly learned that it was the most peaceful, silent world I've ever been a part of. And that is something that I want to share and I want other people to enjoy. I actually finally got my husband to scuba dive with me 2 months ago on our honeymoon, which I was really excited about.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that's something that I would say it's a good reminder to share with more people, though, for sure.
What would you say is one of your favorite quotes? So
one of my favorite quotes would be, to laugh as much as you breathe, and to love as long as you live.
I love that. I've never heard that one before.
Thanks.
What does the word empowerment mean to you?
Oh my goodness.
I'm making you think.
Yeah. So I think empowerment to me means to either have something in you or have something you can share with someone that either makes them feel something that they never knew they had in them, or to make them realize something that they always knew they had in them.
So creating an awareness type of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you share a situation that's occurred in your life that you feel provides insight as to who you are, who Lindsay is, your character? Uh-oh, I've stumped her.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I mean, I guess a great scenario would be the platform that I've created, my podcast. A little bit about my personality is I absolutely love to shine a spotlight on either other friends, other family members, other peers. I'm all about uplifting other people. I'm all about sharing positivity and, telling other people about my friends or my family or other clients that I know. So I'd say that is probably the best thing I can think of right now of my personality is I'm always trying my best to be positive. I'm always very supportive to my friends and family, always trying to find different ways that I can help them. I can encourage them. I would say that probably is the first thing that would come to mind for me.
Okay. What's the biggest pain point that you've been dealing with in your business these days?
So currently, the biggest pain point I've been having is trying to find my ideal client. So as I mentioned before, I think I had many clients in an area of in-person events. And so trying to find a way not to keep all my eggs in one basket. So that's been the biggest lesson for me, is trying to find ideal clients that can work with me in these times. So whether that's someone who can afford my services, someone who needs help right now because they're pivoting their business. So I would say that's probably the biggest thing I'm struggling with is trying to find those ideal clients.
Okay. What is the best advice you've ever received?
So the best advice I've ever received was from a former boss at an IT company I used to work for. And it's definitely stuck with me to this day, and has stuck with me when I'm trying to consider different jobs and other careers that I've had in the past. And so he said to me, in your career, you should always have 2 out of 3 things. And if you have 2 of the 3 things, it's great. If you have 1, you need to move on. And so he said, you need to be making money. You need to be making money, feeling creative, and oh my gosh, what's the third one? It was like money. I think it was like money, happiness, and creativity or something like that. And it was like, if you have, if you're making really good money, and you're really happy, but you're not feeling creative, like try and figure out a way to change that. If you're feeling really creative and you're really happy, but you're not making money, like you need to figure that out. And so like having a balance of the 3 of them was something that kind of always sat with me, is like, okay, I'm really happy and making money, but I don't feel creative. Like, is this the right role for me?
Uh-huh.
Or, you're really happy and you're really creative, it was one of them was learning, if you're always learning something. So I think it was happiness, learning, money. Okay. And so if you have 2 of those things, you're in a good space. If you have 1, you need to kind of figure things out.
How would you define success? What does that word mean to you?
So I would say success is a very hard thing for me because it's always changing.
Right.
So there's always something that I want to continue to strive for something more.
Yeah.
And I definitely think success looks differently to every person. I mean, whether it's financial success, family success, emotional success, etc. So yeah, I would think, to me, success at the end of the day would be if I'm feeling, satisfied that I've left a lasting impression on someone.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, no. That makes sense. Of course. Absolutely. Do you have any big projects that you're currently working on that you'd like to share with the audience?
Sure. So one of the projects that I actually recently launched in April is called my Business Roster Collective.
Okay.
And so the Business Roster Collective essentially is a business listing of local businesses across Canada.
Oh, cool.
And it is a few different things. So I have a subscription of 3 different tiers, and each tier has benefits of promotions, networking and events, resources, and perks.
Okay.
And so I got this idea because I used to work in events, and I used to promote, and I still do promote, local and small businesses.
Right.
And whenever I was creating an event, or whenever I was looking for a local business to work with, or to suggest someone to partner, to be referred to, I wish there was a directory. I wish there was something that existed that I could go in and find someone for this event, or find someone to refer, etc. And so that was when I decided, I actually decided on this last summer, and I started to put everything together on the back end of my website. Unfortunately, I didn't have the guts to launch it, though. So it had sat there for a really long time.
Yeah.
Hilarious enough, until things kind of shook up a few months ago. I had a client who had applied to be a part of it ask if it was something that was going to be launching, because it was something she desperately would be interested at this point in time.
Okay.
And so it reminded me that I have this resource that I've built out. I had this vision of something that I wish existed. Someone is looking for it to exist right now. And so I decided in April to get things going. I got it launched a few weeks ago, and am slowly getting more businesses to subscribe. And so the second part of it, other than the business listing, as I mentioned, are the benefits of promoting and marketing your business. So I will offer, depending on which tier you get, it would be either marketing and promotions on my social media, on my website, partnering you with the right kind of contacts, the right businesses, etc. So it's just a way for your business to get extra exposure, and for you to collaborate and work with other local businesses who are looking to work with you as well.
Well, congratulations on that. And see, this all goes back to that whole timing thing again. It just, when you had that created, it just wasn't the right time to release it. And April just so happened to be the perfect time. And
it was the push I needed.
Yes,
definitely.
Exactly. Yeah. So one final question for you. If you could go back and give yourself your younger self, one piece of advice, what would that piece of advice be?
The piece of advice that I would give myself would be to just do it. So take the risk, to jump, to believe in yourself. I think there's many times as entrepreneurs that we don't believe in what we're doing. We have a hard time thinking that our ideas are valid, that they're exciting enough, that they will be successful. And just believing in yourself is the most important thing, because if I didn't believe in myself, I definitely wouldn't be where I am today. But my younger self, I might have been here a lot sooner if I believed in myself back then.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for being a guest today on Empowerography, Lindsay. It was an absolute pleasure chatting with you. Thank you for sharing with us your insights and about your business and what you do. And thank you for being here and just chatting with me today.
Thanks so much, Brad. I greatly appreciate it. I'm very excited to share with your community. And I'm so thankful that you had me here to share a little bit more about myself.
Well, thank you. It was an absolute pleasure chatting with you. Once again, my name is Brad Walsh, host of Empowerography. My guest today has been Lindsay Dent. She is the founder, owner of Pink Crown Creative Marketing Agency or Creative Agency, as well as the founder and owner of Have You Met Her Yet podcast. So thanks again, Lindsay. I hope you have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for listening to this podcast. If you haven't yet, please be sure to subscribe, rate, review, and share with all your friends. You can find me at visuphoria.ca and follow me on Instagram at Empowerography Podcast and on Facebook at Empowerography. Please join me next time for another inspirational story from yet another amazing woman.